Hello. I'm getting this out of the way because I have the Wandavision Marvel Talks in a little bit. Well, yes, we will talk about episode 6 and all your burning questions, um, including what you see on the screen behind me, which is the comic accurate version of Wanda Maximoff's suit, um, even though her moniker named the Scarlet Witch hasn't been addressed yet. We've got 3 more. This season's going by too fast. So if you watch this, remember we will be talking about spoilers in the thing. So if you haven't watched it, the series is holding will spoiler a lot for you. So if you don't want to be spoiled by it, watch the series on Disney Plus first, and then come back here either on Facebook or my YouTube channel and watch the Marvel Talks. And now, all right, so here we go. I've got the notes set here. First off, when they did the previously on Wandavision, I did like how they incorporate the Age of Ultron footage to show what happened to Pietro. So that way was cool. I like that aspect.
Yeah, I like that aspect too, because it really like connected to like a flashback moment in my head too. It was like, oh, okay. I remember that scene. I felt kind of like that in my head.
Yeah. So, and yeah, what I thought was the best opening, hands down this episode, the Malcolm in the Middle introduction. Because it kind of is showing the sporadicness and that everything in that city is falling apart, per se. That's just my opinion. So,
I felt the same way too. And like I didn't like catch on to the Malcolm in the Middle because like
yeah,
I knew there was a reference to another TV show sitcom. I didn't know which one till like I saw some sort of ad about it. Like, oh, this is a reference from Malcolm in the Middle. When WandaVision episode 6 started off, I was like, oh, okay. And like watching it first time, I didn't get the reference because I never really like, watched an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. I probably like watched like half an episode. That was it. I never really got hooked into it as much.
yeah,
I didn't jump on that train.
yeah, I did get hooked into it. First, before I watched the episode, I was thinking of all the sitcoms they could spoof, like Boy Meets World, Friends. I didn't even think of Saved by the Bell. I don't know why I'm thinking of that now. But Friends was going to be my main guess. Either that or Mad About You. And so Malcolm in the Middle took me by surprise, but I really liked how it was done with the handheld camera, and then yeah, Pietro got his name. Pietro and Agnes got their names in the credits. Finally, Uh,
Yeah, I'm like thinking the same too. It's like, yes, finally, because I'm like thinking, when are they going to be in the credits in the intro sitcom world? I'm like thinking, finally, it shows up.
all right, so yeah, and first off, I loved it when they were talking about the Sokovian Halloween.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious too. Don't you remember that one time? Then like does like a catch flashback to that moment. It was like,
Right.
okay, I don't. You remember that a lot differently than I do. I thought that was kind of like funny. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, flashback moment, then like back to WandaVision's world.
And then they put, if you can see behind me, like I did in film clip, they actually used the costumes from the comic books. Because I was making the notes, I was looking online today. I knew that this is what the Scarlet Witch looked like in the comic books. I knew how Vision looked like in the comics. I didn't know how Quicksilver, I didn't know how Speed, and I didn't know how Wiccan looked in the comics. So I Googled, and they're almost all like pretty accurate.
Yeah, because like I knew they were going to do like some sort of episode with Scarlet Witch's costume and Speed. I meant Speed. I'm losing my train of thought here. So I knew about this episode, but I don't know where in the lineup of episode. By the time I saw it like in Halloween, I'm thinking yes. I was like, because like I took a picture. I went on Google too as well. Like, what does the Scarlet Witch look like in the comics? And same thing with Vision and Wiccan and Speed. That's it just got me now. I finally took a picture. I saw a picture of Wiccan and Speed too. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Then like I saw this episode, it's like, okay, so they're spinning a Halloween episode, which I totally like that because I'm a big fan of Halloween.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is a big fan of Halloween. She likes to throw like these big Halloween party, get together Halloween parties. Um, that's something that we missed last year, but it's very good. She has all her family and friends together. And one year I was Captain America, so I still have that Captain America costume. But yeah, that's for another day. Yeah, then
I got this. I got the mask.
then we get back into the later life scenario, which we got the missile at the beginning. They brought it back, and then Director Hayward turned like a big 180 from the previous episodes. And you can already see that he's hunting like Vision, but we don't know why. So
Yeah, that did came clear in my head too. It was like, okay, so obviously he has a I shouldn't say personal vendetta. He has like a personal mission on like getting Vision back, but not like just having him back to dissect and to analyze Vision. But I feel like there's more to it just than that. I feel like there's like a hidden motive that
yeah,
he has.
yeah, the
It's
hit,
kind of weird too. It's like, okay, I'm just kind of curious where this is going to play out with Hayward
yeah, and
because
then
his behavior kind of like shift and change. Sorry, cut you off, Chris. Go right ahead.
yeah, you saw that towards the end. Uh, well, they kind of hinted it all throughout the episode, and then at the end, Real Vision pops out of the bubble, um, and all those like horse descent, which is very, very cool. Um,
That was a sad moment too, because I was like feeling for Vision at the same time, like thinking, okay, maybe he has to stay in the WandaVision world in order to stay alive. I figured that's why he was like dying outside the hex. At the same time, like thinking, okay, so I'm like hoping like someone will like go get him and like save him. And that one like took me by surprise because like somehow I was like thinking he was able to like step out. That's why it took me like by surprise that he was like dying outside the dome.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was dying outside. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that because that kind of leads into like the next episode, and then yeah, the ending. I'll get to that later. Um, let's see. Um, I've also got Jimmy Woo proves himself to be the ultimate badass.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then we go back into the world where uh, Wanda's talking to Hob and then on the Night Watch patrol, where I thought that was probably my favorite scene in that whole episode. Well, I'm busting a gut, but I'm well. Hope is like listening in, and then you see Quicksilver in the background. Um, yeah,
goofing
on
off.
all of these planes, and you see, like, yeah, you see like Wanda looking around and then getting old.
And she's like, seriously, right now you're smashing pumpkins, stealing candy, TPing people's houses, and on top of that, TPing people. This was hilarious. This is like classic Quicksilver from the X-Men movies moment in my head. I'm thinking, this is hilarious. And she's like just standing there. It's like, seriously? People can like see you. Stop using your abilities.
Yeah, I thought, well, since you said that, yeah, I would like to have seen it in the slow motion effect of the
Yeah,
like the X-Men films. But
it felt
I,
like a setup to that.
yeah, but I mean this scene also works out well because it played for comic timing because it's like what almost what Tony said in film club. I mean, you had to cut down some stuff in order to like show quick things, and this was more humor based. I mean, if we got that stuff in the middle, we might not have had the effect as it does in that scene.
Yeah,
And
because I thought about playing with that effect too, like possible, like later on in a like film or a scene or something.
yeah, but I just thought that scene was like pure comic timing and pure comic gold. So
I felt the same way too. As far as like comedic time, it was like perfect timing. So even like Evan Peters is great for Quicksilver, even rather in an X-Men movie or even in this one too.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, yeah, Elizabeth Olsen did great with the comic timing, and Elizabeth Paul Bettany at the beginning with his vision, but yeah, uh, this was all like Wanda and Quicksilver's episode, like inside bubble. So
So
it
true.
was all done, and then let's see. Yeah, I went back, watched a YouTube video like after I took notes, and it was in that moment where Hulk glitched when he said, when he was asking, or Wanda was asking about Vision, and yeah, Vision's night on Night Watch, and you see I'll get a little worried and he's like, do you want me to change the script for you? Almost. And she's like, no, it's fine. So
I picked up on that too. It was like, do you want me to change the script? It's like, no. Then
yeah,
things get kind of weird later on as Vision's investigating that part of that town, part of the town on one street, where
yeah,
everyone's like standing still and not moving. I
that's
thought that was
why
kind of like a creepy X-File moment.
that's why I was getting to next. And I'm
Oh, sorry.
glad you brought X-Files in because that goes with the 90s theme. But yeah, that was a real creepy moment for that lady hanging up the Halloween stuff. And I didn't notice until I saw it the second time. I think the guy in background was supposed to be her husband. And even the husband's like going back and forth, which I didn't catch on until the second viewing.
I felt like that part of the section of the town,
Yeah,
in terms of like the residential area, just the way they show it on the screen visually, it felt like as if that part of that town was not done yet. It was like processing. I think that's why things were like moving slow, like a computer. When things move slow, it felt like that. It felt like things were being adjusted and being processed. I felt like it was being put together slowly.
that
Somehow that's what I was like taken away from that.
that that could be the reason why, because where is it? I wrote something on my notes. Where is it? I hope I did erase it. Um, oh yeah. I wrote expanded boundary in parentheses because she expanded the boundary in the last episode a little bit. So I didn't know if it had something to do with that. But yeah, I mean, what you're saying kind of makes sense also. Well, it's processing and it's still processing, and we might see it in tomorrow's episode. We might see it later down the line, but yeah. And then we got into that Yo Magic episode, which was really freaky and at the same time really good.
Yeah, I put that on my notes where it says "Yo Magic commercial." I'm thinking I'm going to write that down.
Yeah,
Because I thought that was like clever. It started out lighthearted, and boy, it went dark quick with the tone.
yeah, like like yeah, you said on the Facebook chat that I posted, and it said, yeah, you said it went dark kind of quick. Let's see.
It
Yeah,
it felt like it was like very like didn't feel like animated. It felt like kind of like slow motion, stop motion um, effect. I felt like that somehow.
yeah, and another one of my friends uh, said that he thought it encapsulated the strange displacement feeling of the 90s while giving a hint of the undertone of how Wanda is being used. And I did go back on that one I did go back on the commercial over and over again with the explanations and stuff. So, and yeah, I mean, you can see throughout the episode, because I'm thinking the little boy might be like, I think basically, I think Wanda is somebody is draining all of Wanda's energy.
Oh yeah, for sure. The kind of energy she's sending out using her abilities, it's not much of a stretch to think about that either. I feels like she with her abilities, it feels like she's using her abilities with her hallucinations and all that she does. I feel like someone's tapping on her energy like a battery source.
Mm-hmm.
She's like a walking battery, and someone's like using that to their own advantage.
So,
And like, I put a note about that too. I put like creator of the hexagon. I put architect. Then like below that, I put like Wanda's friend created the hexagon. Hyphen friend equals who is it? And like I'm thinking whoever created the area
yeah,
was in part using Wanda to create more people. When whoever the architect it is brings these people in, and Wanda's part just to mind wipe everyone.
Okay,
Ulterior motive there. Mm-hmm.
that might be, yeah. So, and then, oh yeah, I forgot in the later world, um, they they name dropped like vibranium. So yeah, vibranium in Vision that he was talking to vibranium. So I think it might come to play later on. I think if I have to make an assumption or a guess, I think that might be a little of what Falcon and Winter Soldier is could be about with vibranium. I have no idea. I know there was an used for Captain America's shield and all of like what Wakanda, but yeah.
I feel the same way too, because like I totally noticed the vibranium reference there, but I feel like there will probably be referencing a little more in Falcon and Winter Soldier, because kind of like makes sense because Cap's shield is vibranium with the material.
Yeah, and I kind of played with that a little because I don't know how did I see it. I don't think I saw any vibranium uh, when Tony Stark was constructing Vision and in Avengers Age of Ultron, but I could be on.
You could be right, so don't debunk that. Don't take that off your checklist in your head just yet, because there was a reference of vibranium because later on in the film with Mr. Claw.
hmm, oh,
Black Panther's nemesis.
oh, wait, yeah. I know
It
I
just
know
dawned to me just now too.
the villain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the secondary villain.
I knew the secondary villain. I was trying to see how it played with that whole Vision reference. And I thought it was cool of Agnes kind of name dropped him as being an Avenger, and yeah, Vision didn't know what an Avenger was, so that was kind of interesting.
I'm not surprised Because like seemed like Wanda is when she brought back Vision, what was not that surprised like what's an Avenger? Because like I had a feeling that she kind of like took some parts out of his head
Hmm.
and not remember at all. It's like I think Wanda wants to keep Vision alive to a point where like I want Vision alive, but I don't want him to remember everything.
Yeah. So
Because like, I had a feeling that could happen, and lo and behold, it did. When Agnes says like, "What's aren't you supposed to be dead? You're an Avenger," and it's like, "What's an Avenger?" Because like when I heard that, I was like, "Okay,
that,
that totally confirmed my theory."
that yeah, and yeah, yeah, I think probably some of it will be addressed in the next episode. Um,
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way too with that, as far as like reference points.
so
I feel
yeah,
like that'll be like answered in the next episode too. It's like, okay,
yeah, and I really like uh the the moment where it's like a callback to episode 4 where Wanda sees the dead body of Vision. She saw it again with the dead body of her brother, with all the bullets and stuff.
yeah, I noticed that too. That little flash
Yeah,
of old Quicksilver being dead, then like to the current Flash. She's like kind of like almost as if her memories are coming back, almost as if someone like not just
mm,
I'm losing train of thought. What I'm saying, so like it feels like she's playing with everyone else's memory in the town, but at the same time, I think someone's playing memory glitches with Wanda as well.
yeah,
Like, don't
because
you remember this? Boop. Mm.
and also the brother asks her how did you build the town? Um, and she's like, I have no idea. And I liked it um because she or Quicksilver mentions that she dropped her accent and she's like, where's your accent? And yeah, they were playing along with the accents, and he addresses the fact that there were no kids in the town up until this moment. So
Yeah,
why weren't
I
there
picked up
any?
on that too. It was like, okay, so how'd you get the kids? Kind
So
of like that was kind of like a nod, like, hey, you kind of like kidnapped kids to bring them into town. It's like, what? No, but like, how did it happen? I'm not like poking at you. I just like want to understand what's going on. And there's like that subtle reference, like, by the way, when I was running, I was zapped here.
mm,
I picked
ah,
up on that too.
and okay, so let's see. I've got um cells rewritten twice in Dome Circle, um, Project Cataract, which I think we'll know about more in the later episodes. Um, but yeah, one of the things is, well, she tells the kids not to go past Ellis Avenue, and Vision is trying to get out of Ellis Avenue. I think that's where you saw all the zombified people also in Ellis Avenue. So, and Ellis Avenue, I didn't find, or till later, is that's where Sword is. So that's where the boundary of um,
Of
Westview
the
Sword
town.
is. And then yes, right afterwards, which
I feel like when they showed the cross section of that street, I felt like the name Ellis Avenue and Rolling Hill Drive. I felt like that was like an Easter egg or like a reference, but like I haven't like got a chance like go on Google and like searched it. But like I just have like a feeling in my gut that like somehow there's gonna be like uh, a, that was a setup, and like later on we'll see like the payoff to that. I could be wrong, but like somehow seeing that cross name of Ellis Avenue and Rolling Hill, I feel like Ellis is like could be a person's name or a project name, and Rolling Hill could be a reference to something else. Maybe like Rolling Hill meaning maybe if I had to think about it just now back in my head, Hill can be like from Maria Hill from Avengers.
okay. Um,
But like that's just a theory I just thought of just now.
so yeah, and that leads into I think was I got to give props to Marvel on like the amount of visual effects they put, because I mean uh, when Vision was trying to break out of the barrier and then he gets torn apart. I mean, I know it's sad, but best visual effects shots I've seen throughout the
Yeah,
episode.
I totally agree with you, man. Oh my god. In terms of like the series alone, the visual effects are off the chart. My props is to Marvel too, because I love when it comes to visual effects, when like in a series or in a movie, and like WandaVision has it. And like seeing you like said it perfectly. It's like it's a sad scene that Vision's dying since he like walked out of the barrier. But
Yeah,
the looking at the visual effects point of view, it's like, oh my god, that detail on when he's being broken apart, being ripped apart, is like really detailed on the artistry on the visual effects. Oh my god.
yeah, I changed it now because, we were talking about that.
Yeah, makes logic sense. But like, oh my god. I was like really like feeling for him, like, go back inside, go back inside.
Yeah, so,
But
I,
like
yeah,
props to Marvel on that.
I'm kind of glad uh, she pushed the barrier because he survived. So,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a little bit. I did put, um, it was nice to see like the sword agents getting turned into mice and clowns. So I thought that was pretty hilarious.
I thought that was creative too, with like seeing the SWAT car turning into one of like the carnival mobile vehicles. I thought that was like clever,
Yeah, and yes,
and like the big top and the headquarters turning into the big top. I thought that was
yeah,
like clever.
it's kind of reminds of what the quote going back while he was talking about, although she was talking about cells being rewritten twice, um, with Darcy talking about with Monica about that. That was clever in seeing, okay, how do these scenes, live action, real life scenes, how will they replicate in the fake world scenario? And so that was well done. So I got to give props to Marvel on that. And I you mentioned it, but now Monica and Jimmy are out of the and Hayward are out of the field, but Darcy's now trapped in the field.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what kind of character Darcy will be in the Hex,
Yeah, they kind
since he's like trapped in there.
they kind of released a poster of it, and I wanted to show. I'm I did it in the beginning. I filmed an intro, but I think I'm gonna like film my intro again once this is over because I just realized on top of the screen when we were talking the first time, I forgot to hit the record button.
Oh,
So yeah, so it's like, yeah, the whole intro, or you're saying hi in my intro, it's not recorded. So I'll edit this part out and then yeah, do it again later. But all right, so let's see. Oh shoot. I think I know what I need to
what?
do first. I think I need to open the poster before, so it gets on my screen thing. There we go. Let me try this again. There we
Gotcha.
go. So this is the poster I found. They just released it, but I mean, this gives like a kind of almost fake. I don't know who her characters can be in the series. Now that she's entered the fake world,
Yeah.
kind of like Monica was Geraldine. I don't know what Darcy's gonna become yet.
Oh my God. I just like an idea just popped in my head. But I could be wrong on this though. Seeing Darcy with the hairstyle and the clothing and then everything, she kind of looks like someone that's like a big wig or a big like um I'm losing the term, but like she looks like someone that works out of Silicon Valley, like for a hedge fund for a company. I don't know why that's coming to my head
Dr. Book, yeah,
because she's very bright and she knows what she's doing in her field as an astrophysicist. And like, it seemed like I see somewhere something in Silicon Valley, something with computers or technology, but somehow that looks like something that her character might be a fictional character within the hex. If that makes any sense, what I just said.
yeah, that makes total sense. And I mean, yeah, Marvel. I think I saw the poster on like one of the movie posters thing on Saturday or Sunday after the episode. So
Huh.
again, I got to give props to Marvel for like not spoiling the secret beforehand because yeah, they did it secretively. I don't think they wanted anybody to know that Darcy was entering the world. Um,
Yeah. Hush, hush.
yeah, this makes me want to speculate. And speaking of speculating, we'll also know this week, hopefully tomorrow, who is Monica's contact.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing too. Cause like the contact could be anyone. And like I saw somewhere like on Twitter or some sort of on social media that some people think her contact is Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic.
That's who, yeah, a lot of
That
people
makes sense because like the
speculate.
field that Reed Richards in, it's like it could be or it could not. I'm not sure, but that's one theory I heard. But like as far as like my own theories, who might the contact be? I don't know. Someone obviously in their field. Won't be surprised it's someone of a superhero or not a superhero, but very popular in the field where they're at.
Yeah. So let me quick, yeah, before I go, there were a lot of quotes, like favorite quotes this weekend, and mine was kind of at the end of the episode where it was like, hey, don't sweat it. It's not like your dead husband could die twice. And I was like, oh man, you had to go there, didn't you? Because, yeah, you can see Wanda really pissed. And I'm like, you had to piss off your sister, didn't you? And,
I was like thinking the same thing too. It's like you had to go there
but
just
I'm
to
like,
push the button.
but
But
yeah,
we saw how the outcome of that already. But like in terms of favorite quotes for me, I like the scene when she's like talking about her Sokovian costume, and like Quicksilver's like, who are you supposed to be? And Vision's like, he couldn't think of anything, and Scarlet Witch is like, you're my Mexican wrestler. I
yeah,
thought that was hilarious because he kind of does with the outfit.
yeah, and yeah, I know it was supposed to be a comics accurate, but yeah, I could see him as a wrestler almost with the get-up
And the cape, and oh, you said it perfectly, the getup.
Mhm. All right, so yeah, episode 7 will be tomorrow. I'm watching it. Before I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna do the same thing again. So yeah,
Cool. Marvel out.
peace out.
Peace
I'll
out.
see you
Later,
next
Chris.
week. Later.
See you next week. Same time. Same
Yep.
Marvel time.